Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark and this is Mark My Words. I decided to do a short video on the things that I miss about living in England now I live in Poland. This list was absolutely huge like 4 years ago, but it's now really short. I've got used to a lot of things, and some things I used to miss, just I don't even think about them anymore. But one of the reasons why I decided to start talking about this today, this past week I've been on holiday from work and had a visit from my parents. So obviously at the top of my list would always be family and friends. Is like the hardest thing when you live in a different country. You really do miss your family and friends. Even if you do manage to make many friends in the new country, the family and friends that you left behind will always be at the top of the list. Anyway, firstly, before I start the video, I just want to say thanks very much for everybody who's subscribed so far. Already smashed that target of 100 subscribers, which I set myself for the end of this year, so way early, so thank you very much. My plan is to continue to make videos about life in Poland, or my life in Poland to be more exact. My upload schedule, just in case you want to know, is I'm trying to make a minimum of 2 videos per month. Sometimes I'll do more, but I always want to try and keep it at a minimum of 2 videos per month. So if you're interested in anything about life in Poland or things like that, or anything I talk about, I also do some tech reviews when I find something that's interesting to talk about. So please, if you're interested in any of that, then press the subscribe button. I really appreciate it, and it does help the channel out. Okay, so let's talk about things I miss, and you'll probably notice a little bit of a pattern. It's mainly food. There was more things in, like the English countryside, but to be honest, Polish countryside is even better. So we'll start off with Indian food. And you're probably thinking, well, there's Indian food in Poland. There is, but there isn't. So Indian food is like one of my favorite food. You can't beat a chicken madras and the poppadoms to start with, all of the pickles. You know, it just makes my mouth water thinking about it. Now, I have tried a few different places in Poland to get the Indian food that I'm used to, the proper Indian restaurants. Well, I say proper Indian restaurants, but the English Indian restaurants. Now, there's a couple I've tried that have been okay. There's one in Sopot, can't remember the name of it. One in Łódź, which was alright. And Buddha Lounge in Gdànsk is good for a Rogan Josh, but they don't even claim to be an Indian restaurant, so you can't really talk about them too much. I do now resort to actually just making my own, but it's just not the same as sitting down in a restaurant with the traditional Indian food, and just the taste of curry just makes me want to just, oh, it's just amazing. Anyway, enough about Indian food. Sorry about the wind. I decided to be in the garden today because it might be the last day we actually get any sun, as we're coming into winter now. Next thing I miss is, I'm not a massive fan of crisps, but I do love Walker's Worcester sauce crisps. They're the best flavour ever. Now, the choice of flavours in Poland is with layers is very limited, generally paprika or salt, but some of them are quite good. You know, there is actually one flavour, chili and lime here, that I do really like. But like I say, I don't eat too many crisps, but Worcester sauce crisps, they're a huge miss here. Next thing, I used to live on bacon in England. I call it British bacon. It's probably Danish, to be honest, but it's still what I would call British bacon. It's a staple of any full English breakfast, and I just can't beat a bacon sandwich on a morning, afternoon, nighttime, whenever. So one of the things that anybody who comes to visit me always brings is a load of packets of bacon. Now you're probably thinking again, but you can get bacon or boshek in Poland, but it's not the same. It's like this long, streaky American style with no flavour. It's just kind of not bacon. So bacon sandwiches, huge miss for me. And the next one is slightly different. It's not a food thing, but it's actually pubs, a real pub, proper British pub. Now, why do I miss pubs? There's lots of bars here. You know, you can call them pubs if you want, but there's something about a British local pub that has a community vibe to it, or you can just go in, everybody knows your name, you can go in anytime. More about the atmosphere, the way it's like somebody's front room, and it's just somebody's living room, if you want to call it that. and everybody knows your name, and you can just sit and talk to anybody. There's just no pub culture in Poland. You know, finish work on a Friday, go straight to the pub after work, a couple of drinks before you head home. You know, that doesn't happen in Poland. There's no culture of going for a few drinks after work in a proper pub. Yes, we do. We go to bars, or we can go to a restaurant. That does sometimes happen, but it's just different. And you know, it's hard to kind of describe for me. I'm not fantastic with words, but I truly do miss the good old British pub. Bringing me on straight on to the next one, which is back to food but kind of related to pubs, is a traditional Sunday lunch in England, or Britain if you want to describe the whole country. And this relates to pubs because, yes, of course I can now. I used to be really bad at cooking, but I can now make one myself here. But it's just not the same as when you walk into a pub on a Sunday serving a good Sunday lunch, especially those ones in the Lake District or in the countryside. That is, for me, a Sunday, and the flavours that go with the Sunday lunch, you know, the meat, everything about it is Sunday to me, and I can't recreate that feeling or that experience here at the moment. And last but not least is fish and chips. So I grew up in a seaside town or city, Sunderland, in the northeast. So fish and chips, big thing on a Friday. Yes, we have fish in Poland, and there's a lot of good fish here. We're on the coast up in Gdànsk on the Baltic coast, so there is good fish here, but it's nothing like having greasy fish and chips with loads of salt and vinegar on from the chip shop. After you've been to that pub on a Friday, straight to the chip shop for your fish and chips. Nothing beats when you've got them all wrapped up in newspaper. I know you can't do newspaper anymore, but they have that fake newspaper. Still makes it kind of the same experience. And you know, I do miss fish and chips, even though I was never a huge fan of it and I wouldn't have it all the time. It's still something now that I often do crave fish and chips. Now, as I said at the start, there's many other little things. You know, one that just springs to mind now, Greg's ham and peas pudding stotty. This is a proper northeast thing, so many people probably won't understand what I'm talking about, but you know, you can't get peas pudding here, not that I know of, so I do miss a Greg's ham and peas pudding stotty. So yeah, that's about it from me today. I'm just going to try and enjoy the last day of my holiday before I go back to work tomorrow. This Friday though, I am going to Warsaw, so if any of you guys who's watching have any recommendations for anything I should be going to see, or any coffee shops, bars, restaurants, please comment below and I will try and make it there on Friday. I think I'll go on Thursday night, I'll come back on Saturday night. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me today. Once again though, thanks very much for all the support so far. We're nearly at 5,000 views on this channel, which I really didn't think I would get anywhere near, so I do really appreciate that. And yeah, have a good one. Thank you very much. Bye.